Why network marketing? Okay, network marketing isn't perfect, it's just better, and I'm gonna tell you why from somebody who used to own a brick and mortar business. So when I owned my brick and mortar business, I had so much overhead. I invested over 6 figures into my business and was in the red, and I never even saw a profit from that business. The year that I would have profited in that business would have been year 5, which is pretty typical for most businesses, but in year 5, COVID happened and the whole world shut down and nobody's shopping for sexy dresses and clothes when the entire world is shut down. So I'm so grateful that I had the intuition and the foresight and the timing. Timing is everything, you guys. Windows of opportunity, they open and close. And in my life at that point, the window was open for network marketing and I was actually searching to get out of the industry that I was in, to fashion and retail. I was exhausted. Anybody that's been in the service industry knows what I'm talking about. Waiters, waitresses, salespeople, working in the holidays, you guys know that's a grind. So I had invested over 6 figures to start my brick and mortar business. I never became profitable. I was actually working and surviving off of that business because there was so much overhead. The rent to my building was $3,000 alone, okay? And this was a small place in Huntington Beach, California, so you can imagine the rent alone. But then you have insurance, you have employees, you need to buy merchandise to put in that store, you need new merchandise because your customers are coming through and they want to see something fresh and something new. So I was always running on a treadmill. I felt like I was on a rat race that I had created. So I left my 9 to 5 and I created a 24/7 365 as a working owner. I loved it until I did it because you're gonna get burnout really quick when you're running that fast and you can't run at that pace forever. So I had this desire inside of me to travel. I had this desire to help people, but I didn't really know how I was gonna help people in the fashion industry. So I basically worked all the time, like I said, every day, nonstop, 15 plus hours a day. I even had a second job, you guys. I had a second job cocktail waitressing at a really crappy bar, and that was, I met some really amazing people through that restaurant, but like, oh my gosh, talk about like never wanting to step foot in a place that you've worked before. Like I will never go back there and then go bye. But I did what I had to do. For 2.5 years, I had that second job as a cocktail waitress. So my business partner and I, we would trade off. She worked at a hair salon as a receptionist and I was a cocktail waitress, and we would play tag team and we would go and manage our store, and then we would go and work after our shift just so that we can keep that cash flow going and put money into our own pocket because we weren't paying ourselves, which I definitely would not recommend. You have to pay yourself and you have to reinvest into your business, but you got to survive, right? Like I didn't want to open up a clothing boutique just for a hobby. I wanted to be profitable, and ultimately, that's not the way the cookie crumbled because I learned a lot about business when I got introduced to network marketing. I didn't understand network marketing. I actually was like, this is something that I will never do because I had a real business, a real boutique, and I was shackled. I was in bondage to that boutique and I couldn't get out. I couldn't get away. And I was like, what did I create for myself? And this isn't really what I define as success anymore. Success to me is doing anything you want at any time with anybody anywhere around the world. And what does that come out to? It comes out to time freedom. And when you have the cash flow to live freely, life gets a lot better, let me tell you, because I know I worked for corporate America for nearly a decade. I had my own business for over 6 years, and then I randomly fell into network marketing and realized that, wow, this is it. This is the golden ticket, because it's not perfect. You still have to work. It is still hard work what we do, but it's a different form of work, and you own your own time and you have a lot more freedom. And let me ask you this. Would you rather have the power of one man working 24 hours a day, or would you rather have the power of 1,000 men and women working 1 hour a day? Where are you going to be most productive? That is actually how you buy more time in your life. okay? When you build teams of people and you educate teams of people about the systems and the processes that they need to learn in order to be successful, and most people start network marketing doing this part-time. This isn't a full-time gig when you first start. You start this on the side, you start learning and growing the skills from your mentor. You guys have heard me talk about how important it is to find a mentor, whether that mentor's in person, virtual, find multiple mentors, okay? They're guides in life to give you the shortcut. I wish I understood that a lot earlier in my entrepreneurial career. So find a guide, find a mentor, and what I learned is that I can become so much more profitable in network marketing than you can in traditional brick and mortar. And this is why I so believe that every single brick and mortar business needs to have passive income. And I believe that my product is the best because it's water. Water is the universal language. Any type of business can utilize water. You're in construction, you're drinking out of that orange, crappy, who knows what mold's growing up in there. They're drinking water. You're in a doctor's office, they're drinking water. You're a chiropractor, they're drinking water. You're doing body contouring, you need water, right? You're a massage therapist, they're talking about make sure you hydrate after you get your massage. So water, the universal language, and again, like you can work 24 hours in a day, every single hour, okay? But you're not gonna be able to sustain that. That's not duplicatable. And in network marketing, we create systems that are duplicatable to people can work part-time, people can work full-time, and that's usually people's goal is they have a goal, whether it's for their family, whether it's financial, whether they wanna leave their job. A lot of these people that I'm talking to online, they have families, they have children, and people are working crazy, ridiculous hours, 60 hours a week. What kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? And that's what I want to ask you. Like, what does success mean to you? How do you define success? You really have to look within your heart, because for a long time I chased money, and it wasn't money that I was after. It was the freedom that money can bring so that you can do what you want on your own time with whoever, wherever you want. And I'm only one person. I can't duplicate myself. And I can't create more Whitneys to go out there and run my business and be the working owner. That's not sustainable. But I can teach somebody the skills so that they can learn. And that is actually how you create more hours in a day, is by delegating tasks and tools to other people so that they can become successful. They receive an override and you receive an override. And we work together in order to achieve that. That's why I say, okay, wealth building is a team sport. Okay, nobody ever won a championship on their own. You guys have heard me say this on and on again before in some of my other previous reels. But nobody ever won a championship by themselves. And here we're creating the all-star team. And it's still work, like I said, but that is why network marketing is better than trading your time at your corporate job. It is better than owning your own business and being a working owner, okay? You can have complete ownership of your time. You can help others, and you can be on this mission together. And that is how you create more hours in a day. That is how you become profitable.